that the question was framed in the way that it was, because I think most people in Britain are tolerant up to a point, but they want to know that there is a system, that there are rules, and that they work. And what's happened in recent years is that the systems and the rules, frankly, appear to have broken down. I think Labour actually are starting to get a grip of it. I think the returns, we've seen the figures this week on the returns, which are pretty good. But at the risk of triggering Nigel again, I'm going to mention.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to mention the B word, because Brexit was about getting your borders under control.
Yes.
Since Brexit, we have lost control. So the people.
Why?
The people that were coming here, often not to stay for long, Polish, French nurses, Polish plumbers, often who were going back, they've left because we've left the European Union and been replaced by hundreds of thousands of people and their dependents from Nigeria, from India. Now, is that what Nigel Farage wanted when he was telling you that we were going to get control of our borders? Is that what Boris Johnson promised you when he was telling you all those lies? And all I'd say, and the other point I would make, is that you had Rory Stewart on the panel last week, I know that, my podcast co-presenter, and he made a point which we both think is incredibly important in this debate. Because we're an ageing population, when I was growing up, and the pension, people were getting the pension, there were 20 people of working age for every pensioner, and they were working. Now you've got fewer than 3. So the idea that we can cope with this ageing population and a low birth rate without thinking and understanding we have to get people from abroad coming to work here.
If they work.
If they work, and that's why the rules and the systems have to work. So you've got to fix the rules, you've got to fix the systems, but for heaven's sake, if we follow this sort of demonising immigrants rhetoric of Trump and Farage and these guys, we'll actually put people off even wanting to come here to work.
They are.
So let's be open and honest about the need for migration, let's get the rules and systems in place and let's make them work, and let's stop demonising anybody who is not what we consider to be British.
Let's hear from our audience. Man in front of the blue sweater.
Legal migration, yes, I agree with it. We need it and we should do it. And it does help
in the
with
numbers we have at the moment?
The numbers should be dictated by what the government says is where we need the places to be. At the moment, I feel we are rewarding illegal immigration, and people coming into this country are being paid to come here. Why do they not stop at other countries? They come all the way here.
What do you mean they're being paid to come here? They're paying to come here.
Well, they're paid to get here,
yes,
but when they're here,
they're not being paid to come here. They're paying to come here.
They're being paid weekly to live here, and as you've already mentioned,
in terms of receiving
are not working
benefits
because they can't or whatever. But that's illegal migration. Legal migration should always be the way we should do it, and not illegal.
And in terms of benefits, you're referring to the £49 a week that someone can claim if they're asylum. Hang on, Alistair, let me just, you might just get around the audience a little bit more. No, I will, Jackie, I haven't forgotten you. Yes, there's lots. Yes, the man with the red check shirt, yeah.
I feel that Alistair's putting a spin on that there.
No.
I feel that we've had Tory governments, we've had Labour governments in my lifetime. They've all lost control. I feel like there's only one party that's going to control immigration in this country, and that's Reform. I'm afraid.
Someone here in the red jacket.
Well, I agree entirely that it probably is only Reform, because it's the amount that are coming over on these boats. They're young men. They're not working. Let's go forward 5, 10 years. Where will they be then? Still in this country, not working? And we, and I'm a pensioner, we are paying for these people day in and day out for their accommodation. Where are they going in 5, 10, 20 years' time?
So can I ask you, do you think there are any grounds on which people should be able to come here and claim asylum?
The only grounds that I think that people should be allowed to come into the country is if they had the sufficient qualifications to do the jobs that we probably need.
And as far as asylum goes?
I don't believe in any asylum. I really don't. I think we have taken more than our fair share in this country. I feel very sorry for the little towns, little villages that these people have been put. where people have lived all their lives and they're frightened.
But
They're absolutely frightened.
do you feel sorry for the people who are fleeing war? Do you feel sorry for people fleeing persecution?
I think there's far too much made of this, that they're fleeing wars.
Okay.
Right. All right. Jackie, you want... Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a war in Algeria? Is there a war in Morocco? Is there a war? Where are they coming from?
Well,
Syria?
The person lost from Syria. Can I just, one point, we're fifth in Europe. In terms of the numbers of asylum seekers, we are fifth in Europe. One of the ways that this debate has developed is the idea that they're all coming here.
Right.
Germany's number one.
Okay. All right, let's let Jackie in.
Sorry, Jack.
Thanks, guys. I'm proud to live in a country, by the way, that provides shelter to people who have come from horrific circumstances. It's part of what it means to be British to do that.